Hello and welcome to another video. So today we're taking a look at a Haven deck. This is an interesting one. It's basically a rotation heal damage deck, mainly focused around, of course, Tenko's Shrine and a few other really key kind of cards that really help deal damage and draw and really defend yourself. There are a few good options for this deck, but this is probably the one I've liked the most so far. Getting some good draw power in it with things like Globe of the Stairways, the white diamond off this card for 2 more cards, and even the card that I don't even try and pronounce because geez. Otherwise, everything else is pretty standard up until you hit about the 4 drops, where you will be running the Tenko's Shrine and Tenko herself, because they work really well in synergy together and can deal with massive amounts of board. Other than that, you've got some great healing and defensive options with Godsworn Auxilia, which I actually really enjoy this card, and I wish it would get more use, but unfortunately it's just not that powerful as a win condition or even as a good block. It's great for versing things like Dragon or anything that will output really large followers, but on its own it's really not much good for anything else. So running 1 is fine. It does the job when you get in those tight spots, which is great, especially in a matchup like Dragon or Haven where you're normally going to struggle. A single Taurus the Great for trading and has Storm, so automatically gets a spot in this deck. And a 9-drop Heavenly Aegis, can't go wrong. 1 Aegis is enough. Really, you just want to play it, hit the board and slam face, so not much issue at all. So we'll get right into the video and check it out. So the first matchup I have for you today is Rune. Rune has become more popular, mostly Earth Rune decks and kind of big decks like that. I have seen a few Rune decks as well floating around, but I think overall probably leaning towards Dirt Rune and OTK Rune using Mysteria and Silverblade Golem seem to be rising in popularity, at least over the last day or so as of making this video. We're starting off with every single 2-drop we could possibly need, honestly. Having a nice bit of variety never really hurt anyone. So we get Moria, works out nicely. Our Black Inscription is a nice setup, and we even have our 3-drop Moon and Sun. But we don't need them at this point. I find White Diamond character, Dual Priestess on 3 is usually great. Being able to take advantage of it reasonably early is a real benefit. And really sets up your draw power quite nicely.
This song's for you.
Pure Hearted Singer going for its draw.
The next batch will be tastier.
And just setting up some more draw power while at the same time getting a nice removal onto the board. Really what you want. Having removal makes it hard for a player to play anything. In this case, Abomination here, easily removed by this removal in the next turn. Shouldn't really be a threat this turn, so it's not something I need to deal with immediately, and does allow me to at least set up a couple of cards.
On the warfield, a shining
Of course, Hector though makes my life a little bit of a nightmare, and the Evolve also making things a little more difficult due to dealing so much damage, but it means we are going to benefit from this random targeted removal. We're definitely going to be guaranteed to do some damage with it, which is great. We can pretty easily use our Moon and Sun, sorry, to go for our Amaterasu, give us the heal, deal some damage, so on so. Mainly looking for the heals. Plus we get to boost our Turtle.
I'm sorry.
Turtle, jeez. I swear guys, sometimes English just isn't the funnest language.
Fear is the first step of worship.
So going for another one by the looks of it. Probably won't do him much good. We do have Tenko this time, which with a little bit of luck we could actually do really well with. Or even better, Beacon of Salvation actually opens up pretty nicely for us. Unfortunately not perfectly, but I think it's a little bit better than using the Tenko yet.
A shining helmet.
Stop!
Because even with an Evolve, still only 6 damage, which does put them close. I admit it puts them very close to killing me, but if I can get my Tenko turn to go off, it also means that we should be able to clear the board, gain a heap of health, and deal a lot of damage. So, Tenko,
Whatever it takes.
with a nice little Evo. I probably could have got more if I had went for the Amaterasu Evo instead of the Tenko Evo. I could have gained 1 extra health, but knowing what this Runecraft has, knowing they're playing Abomination, means they're least likely to be able to just outright kill me in a single turn from anywhere upwards of 6 health. So knowing that I'm going to have more than that, being on 6 health, sorry, really tells me that I should survive this turn.
On the warfield, a shining helmet.
Farewell then, friends.
Mysterian Grimoire, so really pushing that. Looks like they're definitely playing some form of neutral Ginger Rune, I would say. With the Abominations as just kind of extras.
I'm shimmering.
So we do get the draw and heal and trade, which all worked out really well together. Could also use another Tenko. Get more healing, get more face damage.
You're fun now.
I actually, if I had have thought about that a little bit more, I could have used the 2-3, but I actually wanted that to survive because the wider my board is, the more value Tenko is going to have.
Unbelievable.
Even though I could have got 1 more damage onto their face and I could have, you know, had an extra board slot, I think I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. Especially with this Israfil. So with this alone, we can actually go for lethal now. Taking 3 of these to the face will drop Israfil down enough that I can then Black and Scripture it, which will allow me to then use my Tenko for a guaranteed lethal.
You're fun now. No. No. Impressive.
Probably one of my favourite games of this deck so far. So our next game is against Sword. Sword is still super popular. Not too surprising at all, honestly.
Spare all you know? You must die.
Sword is still extremely powerful. I don't see that changing in too much of a hurry. I'm sure with nerfs we'll probably see something happen, but we'll just have to wait and see how that goes. Haven definitely seems to be overshadowing it a little bit at the moment though, so it's definitely not outright the strongest deck, I would say. Haven's definitely floating up there with it quite nicely, so really good to see Sword in that position, that at least on top of the meta for a while.
I can't lose here.
So our intro turns have been pretty standard. 1-2 curve, getting out as much as we can. Not really needing to worry about their board too much just because of what they have.
Don't get too carried away.
We are going to get to remove one of these for free, which is great. Or, well, practically free. And we should be able to remove the other pretty quickly as well. And why not throw another gemstone? I mean, we've already got one that will proc next turn anyway, and this will stop anything from being able to target my board.
May the dark clouds be dispersed.
Lux Solar Lancer, though, is going to be looking for something. Most likely a couple of their really good commanders. If it's what I think it is, most likely Arthur and Celia are the most common 2 that they're probably drawing off that.
Crystals of snow shimmer in the night.
But now I can actually go pretty wide. This game is fairly quick. I mean, after I set this board up, my opponent pretty much gives up now. I mean, what does Sword do going into a turn 5 like this? I don't think there's really much they could do. So the first game I showed the long game for this and how you can win going long and having to heal and pinging off the board, whereas the second game really showed how quick this deck can build a board with the right kind of hand as well. So you've really got 2 sides to this deck. One where you can go hard and wide with things like Carapace and of course Snow White, or really any other follower that will allow you to build your board and stick it down. Or you can go the more slower route, which is more draw orientated and more pushing till you can get the heals to go into your late game package that can really help you win the game. So hopefully you did enjoy the video. If you want to check this deck out, the link will be in the description below. You can hit that like button and subscribe for more content, and I will catch you guys next time. See ya.